How nice yawn?
It was a great yawn. I feel
Okay.
nice and stretched.
Yeah.
Ugh. I should have stretched before you started.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm stretched.
Yeah.
Nice
Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
And welcome back to the What was that show? It was Seinfeld.
Yeah, we did watch Seinfeld.
We watched one episode of Seinfeld. Audience, what the fuck is Seinfeld?
Yeah, like actually.
Watched that first episode and just like, I don't.
No.
How did this go for 9 seasons?
And like, I have to assume it gets better.
It has to get better.
I
refuse to believe that's the quality of the show.
Yeah. Like, episode 1 didn't do a good job at hooking me.
No.
At all.
Well, like how the joke progresses in the episode is so boring and so labored for not even a real punchline.
No.
Because the punchline that they tell you up front.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, is this like a whomp? It's like not what you. It's exactly what you thought. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Like, is
like,
that?
And I wonder, do the stand-up sections take as long in every episode?
That was I did not like the stand-up sections.
I didn't either. They just like they were so long for jokes and stand-up that weren't even fucking funny.
Is the idea that it's funny because it's not funny? Like it's not not funny in universe, and that's why it's funny to us, the audience watching.
I guess, but they're playing it like it is funny in universe. His stand-up comedy is like,
it did get laughs.
Yeah, they were like laughing. The audience was laughing. I don't like is that how his real life stand-up is? I wonder. Like, is it the same? Because the comedians write their material, sure,
yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like, not taken with it. Like,
no.
George is, whatever. And I mean, we based on the limited amount of knowledge that I have, we have not met most of the cast,
Yeah.
So
the girl in key art is
not there, yeah. And I'm sure there's other side members and everything that people really like, whatever, but just
I could not.
No. I mean, I'm not going to say disappointed. I didn't really have any expectations for the show. But of the seminal work that is Seinfeld, I don't feel compelled to continue to educate myself.
I would rather just rewatch B-Movie.
Kind of, right?
No.
It's weird to say. Weird to kind of.
I always rewatch.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do.
It's a tradition. I thought that movie was hilarious, even though I thought the movie was bad but funny bad, even as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I didn't know that was just the reputation of the movie.
Oh,
one of those things are like when you think about something as a kid and then you see the cultural version of how people think about it. Yeah. It's like, oh, we were all on the same page, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fine. Yeah, it was. It was okay.
That and Frasier was airing at the same time. Like, you could just be watching Frasier if
which we did watch another
episode. Another episode of Frasier. Still good. Solid. Niall shows up, steals the show. Every time. Daphne is still just a
silly little guy. Like, that's how I would describe Daphne.
She is just a silly little guy in every scene.
Just
Also, what kind of name is Daphne Moon?
Daphne Moon. Like, you could have gone with something more British sounding. Daphne Moon sounds just like a fake, like an alias.
Yeah, I like it though. It's funny.
I mean, I do too. I don't know, man. She's cute though.
She's fun.
She's a cutie.
She's fun. Yeah.
But solid show. Still solid. Good.
I feel like you could just turn on an episode of Frasier and just have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those shows.
Like jump into season 6, turn it on,
just go.
And you would understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, take One Piece, right?
Yeah.
Find a spot, jump in.
Yeah.
You'll understand the characters immediately.
Yep.
Case in point, Frasier, you will understand the characters immediately.
Yeah.
And then you just have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked it. It was good. Much better than Seinfeld. I'm sorry. It just
is.
Just
because I had this weird conversation where someone was like, they were excited about plot elements in Wano that they heard for One Piece, and so they jumped into Wano, and they were like, it's incomprehensible. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, characters are just talking about events that I've never seen. It's like, but those events don't matter.
Yeah,
you don't need to, I think about Lord of the Rings sometimes, right?
That was
like,
going to be my
exactly,
example, too.
because they just talk about events and characters in Lord of the Rings that you don't know.
Yeah. I am the wielder of the secret fire of the flame of Arnor. Gandalf, what does that mean?
And characters talk about like these histories, and it's like, bitch, I'm not gonna read no Silmarillion. Like,
it's a tough read.
But like everyone still just goes like, oh, but Lord of the Rings. No one talks about the extra media around it as if that matters in Lord of the Rings.
Right.
The other stuff matters, but you don't care, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the same in One Piece.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings is the if you care enough to just go find the material.
Yeah, but it's still like, and the arcs within like Lord of the Rings are still like fully digestible on their own.
Yeah.
I think you can even just hop into like any of the 3 movies and just have a good time. You don't need the prior ones. Who cares? Even though the only decent movie is Fellowship. I said it. I fucking said it. Like,
I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you on
I think the other 2 movies are boring as shit and bloated as hell.
They're very bloated. I like the second one only because I like the people of Rohan. I really like.
They're cool.
I like the arc of the Rohirrim and all that. King Theoden. I think it's fun. Very cool. But you know, the battle Helm's Deep. I kind of also enjoy that fight.
I don't.
You don't like that fight?
No. I don't like sitting there for 2 hours watching a fight scene with 0 consequence.
Yeah, nothing really comes of it other than them winning, right?
Yeah, like, that has the Olympic run, right?
Yeah, with the torch. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right.
Not good.
Like there really are no real ramifications to that fight. Like by the end, because like they like paint this moment where Aragorn, where they're retreating further into the castle, and Aragorn is not Aragorn, but
it is still an engaging narrative on its own, though.
Right.
You can just watch it.
Yeah.
Or read that book. Because people have. Some people, it's like you go to your bookstore in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
And they only have the Twin Towers, and you're just gonna pick it up.
Yeah, like, just gonna do it. Fuck it.
Read it, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You don't need a primer to read The Hobbit, you know?
No.
Like, oh my God. The Hobbit's literally a children's book for children to read. But, of course...
That's why they make terrible movies.
He wrote The Hobbit, and then everything else after it, right? Yeah. Like, everything was built off of that. So, like, I get it, right?
Right, yeah.
He was just a turbo nerd.
Yeah.
Tolkien was just...
He also, rewrote everything contextually within,
Yeah.
Because he had to re-release Hobbit, didn't he?
I think so,
And then had to revise everything so it fit basically in continuity.
More or less. Like, if you picked up a modern, copy of it, it would still be primarily standalone. Like, the ring is not painted as the One Ring in The Hobbit still. Because when he wrote The Hobbit, he just found a magic ring. That's it. Like, that's period. But then, to connect it, it ended up being the One Ring.
Oh my God.
And then in the movies, they're like,
bullshit,
oh, it's the One Ring. Oh, it's Sauron. And this is, shut the fuck up.
I don't care.
No. Just give me my single movie about this short ass kid's book. Please. Give me 2 movies if you absolutely need to. Do not give me a trilogy of bullshit.
I can't believe how long those movies are. I was just, when I was watching those movies when they came out, I'm like, why are they like this? Why is just...
And it does the same thing as the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where the first movie is the best one.
Yeah. And it's not even good. The first Hobbit movie, not even a good movie.
I'll give the first half an hour to the movie, right?
Also, fuck the theatrical release of the first Hobbit movie. Oh my God. Whoever was like, let's make, 45 frames per second?
Yeah.
Whoever decided that, go kill yourself. I got motion sickness watching the movie in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It was kind of bullshit. Because it was noticeable to every single person that was like, why does this movie look wrong? And then the people with the knowledge of why it looked wrong.
Yeah, it's like the frame rate's wrong.
Hey, fuck this. It was not a pleasant
I remember
experience.
reading an interview about it where they were like, it's like that frame rate was chosen to make it feel like you were peering into another world. And I'm like, you can fuck off.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea.
I want you dead. I want you out of here. Like, that's 3 hours I'll never get back.
Yeah.
And that's 3 hours that I was sitting there considering Sudoku the entire time. And I'm not even good at Sudoku. Like,
oh fuck.
Can't deal with it.
Absolutely
Can't deal
not.
with it.
I have a fondness for the second Hobbit movie. Well, I have a fondness for the latter part of it. Like, I like when they actually get to Erebor and like encounter Smaug and all that.
Sure.
I kind of hate the lead up to getting to Lake Town, like dealing with the elves and the fucking barrel scene.
Okay. So I straight up don't like the second movie. I have a problem with the entire second half of the encounter with Smaug. I feel like once 10 minutes pass, this dragon needs to leave my life.
Yeah. he needs to get gone.
But instead they just sit there and talk to this dragon for 80 more years.
Yeah, I feel like once they actually get into Erebor and we start seeing him, the whole thing, the chase, everything, I hate feel the like chase. That's a solid
I
like
hate
40
the chase
minutes.
Scenes so much with Smaug. It's shit's so annoying to sit through. Like that initial scene where he's like talking to like what's his face,
Bilbo,
the office kid.
He's not even in the office.
Is that not the office guy?
No, Martin Freeman.
He's from the Office.
No, he's from Sherlock. He's Watson.
That's fine. That's the same show. He feels like someone that would be on The Office. Says someone who's never watched The Office, by the way. I'm just saying.
Oh Jesus.
It's fine. Look, we had
Oh yeah.
We licked Murdoch's ass.
Oh, did we rim him? Yeah. I wasn't paying attention when you were cycling through it.
Yeah. That's fine.
So we rimmed him.
Yeah.
And then I think Ralph also like had some good
he jerked off on the other side of the door.
He was hearing us. He was listening.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, look, see, we're clear. We're in the clear. Yeah. We no longer have our little friend.
No more worm.
No kids, only worm.
No kids, only worm. Murdoch is like, Sam, would you still love me if I was a worm? He's one of those.
No, fellas. That was efficient. Effective. Not efficient. It was not efficient.
No. Also, if it looks like we're in a different space than the last episodes, because we are, so Josh didn't have to actually work to cut out the explicit,
look, it's fine. It's fine.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like, you don't get that.
I just wanted them to not be confused.
God. We said it last episode.
I know, but it'll be so long since the last episode already.
You know, I don't trust the audience to remember between episodes either. It's fine.
I saw
Murdoch walks up, leers at the picture, then shakes his head. I suppose something is better than nothing. You didn't get to make any food, did you? Didn't think so. Now, let's get to bed. You're fine with me sleeping here. None of us should go outside till morning. Come, sleep with me. Your bed's too small for the both of us. Fine, I don't care. I have to hold on to his chest for us both to fit in it. But when I wake up, he's not there. I half expect to see Cynthia or Madame Dora looking into my face, but I wake up to an empty room, and all of last night's memories come back to me. I push the crumpled sheets off me and rub my face. Then I stretch and stumble into the living room of the apartment. Okay. Ralph is sitting at the table, scooping spoonfuls of oatmeal into his mouth. Where'd Murdoch go?
Church.
I didn't know he was a God-fearing. He was God-fearing. Well, most people here would be. I'm just saying.
He isn't. Sad, no?
And you're not there because...
Because I'm a man of science.
Yeah, sure, man.
And sleeping in on Sunday is too good.
Now there is an explanation. That's like, the correct one.
Just say that.
You don't need to bullshit me.
Just say that.
Why don't your bosses make you go?
He laughs.
Because they don't care about my mortal soul. I'm not family.
I wouldn't really want that family to care about me.
That's the ticket. But you know, the real problem is he cares about them, right?
Ah, lame.
Why?
I can't pretend to know. My immediate relatives have all been dead for a long time.
Mine could be too. Might as well be.
The ragdoll shrugs.
Can't say I'm envious based on how small town families treat one another.
Isn't Echo more of a small city than a town?
Give it time. No.
It'll get down there. Not where I'm from, it isn't.
I suppose that explains why he picked that memory last night.
My tongue was too loose. If you weren't going to hear that, it should have been from him.
Well, you said you were going to share yours as penance. Before we got interrupted and all. So spill.
Dish. Mine isn't particularly traumatic. It's more of a culmination of dull disappointments and slipping opportunities.
He raises from the table and walks over to the corner of the room. He pulls the cover off of a dingy-looking piano.
My mother used to make me practice classics every day. I hated it, but unfortunately I got quite good, which meant more piano. But when Murdoch showed me his skills with string instruments and taught me about jazz, it didn't feel like a chore anymore. We used to joke that we would terrorize the world if we got famous. But it became clearer to me after a while that music was just a distraction for him. I consider it far more important. Music can clarify how to spend the time that you're given in life. Let me play you a little ditty. Oh. Gamer?
It's fine.
It's rather important to people from my country. You might have heard it.
Not really, but it sounds nice.
It's a ghost story. About a man who chose to take his own life over being a prisoner. Who did what he could to survive and be free until he couldn't. I often ask myself how far I could go to make myself free. Very far, it turns out. But I can't say the same for Murdoch. If he eventually chooses to stay here forever, our paths will have to fork. And I will do what I must to leave. I'm sure by now you feel the same way.
He gingerly closes the piano casing, leans his elbow on it, and turns to look.
Maybe you'll find a way to convince him to leave too.
No, I'm not the persuasive type.
I don't think that's true.
I give him a look at for that.
You just prove my point.
I mean, I think that he loves you.
Unfortunate.
Damn.
Love's a strong word. We barely know one another.
Ralph shrugs.
Even if it's a crush, that fizzles out. I hope you treat him better than the other people he loves.
Lots of people fall in love with their whores.
Okay.
They don't take him. They don't make him special.
He pinches the bridge of his nose.
I know that. And so does he. But even if you planned on whoring forever, I hope you're bright enough to know that doing it here is a death wish. So if the two of you end up depending on one another more than you think you should, an escape plan would be shrewd. Unless the two of you really do want to rot in this prison. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
I can feel my face stretching into a scowl.
I'll think about it.
I really hope so.
What time is it?
By now, should be noon.
Where can I find Murdoch?
I'm surprised. You've never seen? Usually the siblings all have lunch together at the Hip every Sunday.
Do the sisters know about what's going on in Echo?
Ralph hesitates.
Murdoch thinks they don't. But both sisters are very intelligent. It makes me uneasy. Perhaps you could find out for us.
Doubt I'll find anything Murdoch didn't.
Best of luck.
I find my shirt draped on the couch and slip it over my head, and then drag my suspenders straps over my shoulders.
Thanks.
Lord knows I'll need more than luck. I take my leave and head back to the brothel.
Nice.
I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
Ironically, Sunday afternoon at the Hip is when it's most crowded. The familiar buzz of clicking glasses and too many strangers talking in a room at once hits me. It feels like home again. Welcome. Might I have a word? She drags me by my sleeve to the staircase. So, where were you last night? We thought you would be back before dark.
That was the intention.
So, what happened?
Ran into a client. Got paid.
Neither of those is technically a lie. Oh, Sam. You know that's dangerous. You're supposed to bring clients back here.
Well, I'm fine. And my wallet's heavier.
Maybe for now. Damn fool.
You know me.
She sucks on her teeth.
Speaking of which, I was told my client last night was here right now.
She crosses her arms. Oh, really?
You might have seen him. Tall guy, red fox. Camera slung around his neck.
Shit-eating grin.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, it's not a terrible trademark to have.
That's the one.
He's here with the party.
No.
Back corner. I'd take you there, but,
But.
that Batavian weasel's there, too. God damn it. These twinks need to leave my life.
But this is his route. This is Murdoch's route.
I was about to say this is not Cliff's route.
He's one of the twinks. It's Murdoch's route.
I'm going to like take him and fling him into the sun.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't want it to be fine. I want it to be great.
Ah, I see. Mm-hmm. Respectable.
Right.
Oh.
Could you, pretty please, fit him in for a booking soon? He keeps asking me uncomfortable questions, and only half of them are about you.
No, I can't bring that up now. But I'll see what I can do.
She sighs in relief. Thank you. I didn't technically make any promises, but okay. I wade through the crowd in the direction she points me to. Eventually, I see them. Murdoch sits in the middle of the table, flanked by two sisters. Cliff is sitting next to Dahlia. Holly's there too, sitting right next to her fiancé, whose dick I drained just a few nights ago. Because, of course, he is. He's still pretty good.
Yep.
Like, why a Murdoch when you can have a gym? You know. I'm just saying. It's fine. It's fine. I loathe to admit it, but I wasn't enamored with the new priest.
Well, I should hope not. He's a priest.
Did I do Jim's
You
voice?
do, Jim.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I don't know what I did for, because he said like I think maybe like one line previously. I don't even know if he did, because the last time we ran into him was at the school and he was like,
He had a few lines,
yeah. Don't go. No, not that. Don't go giving her any ideas now.
Beasts, the both of you. The smallest sister sighed wistfully. There really was a Calvinist. Is that word?
Calvinist.
Calvinist? I don't know what that is.
Like Calvinist, kind of like a.
Like Calvin Klein?
No, not that. That's the wrong Calvin. Calvin was a religious guy from back in the day. He had a kind of a philosophy of his own, more or less.
Okay.
A Calvinist.
A tinge to his homily, wasn't there? I'm so disappointed. Well, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. I'm mostly It's mostly Mormons and Lutherans all the way down the valley. Right.
Just fit them all in the screen.
Yeah, there's a middle slot.
Yeah.
He's small enough.
Just right in there.
Just have him like poking out from like the top.
Yeah, upside down.
Yeah.
For some reason, he's upside down.
Yeah. I must again thank you for inviting me to Mass. It's familiar comfort in an unfamiliar place. You must have been unimpressed. Our churches must pale to the cathedrals across the pond. The weasel titters. He looks a bit uneasy. Ah, well, I'm sure there's certainly more impressive things to gawk at than our churches, no? Such as... Why, our men, of course. He lifts his own bicep and gives it a quick smooch.
Oh, aren't you silly, Cliff?
What a little silly boy.
Little silly Cliffy.
Both of the vixens snort. But I suppose there's a divine presence to the landscape of the western plains, no? The meadows and quarries here are ancient, certainly like nothing I've seen before.
Oh, speaking of quarry.
Yeah.
Until Dawn.
It's getting a
reboot.
Well,
Yeah.
port? Is it a port or remake?
I think it's a port.
Okay.
Remaster port kind of deal.
That's a port.
For like upgraded consoles and
Yeah.
PC, because I don't think it's come out on PC before.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever played Until Dawn?
Fuck no.
It's not bad.
Sure.
It's fun to see like Hayden...
Brenda's song's not there though.
I know. It's fun to see Hayden Panettiere do stuff though.
I don't know who that is.
Did you ever watch Bring It On?
No.
Did you ever watch Heroes?
No.
Oh, that's a show we should watch.
Damn it.
I'm struggling to think of other things that she was in.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's in there. The one guy from Being Human is there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the English version, the vampire. I
Sure.
think that's him. I don't know. I remember the jock from something, but yeah.
Sure.
Play Until Dawn. It literally, you could just do it in a sitting. It's so easy.
This might be too much. Perhaps I should wait for the group to split before crashing any conversations. Isn't that Sam over there? Sam? Sam? This stupid lad. What?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Instead of
Hello.
saying hello, it's hello.
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 Ladies. And fellas.
I've touched or even been asked to touch the dick of every man at this table. I've wanted to talk to him more. Me too. Me three. I can tell that Murdoch is faking a smile right now, but I probably couldn't have it if this were a few days ago. Maybe if I just focus on the women, this won't stay too awkward. I can't thank you enough for helping my brother out with picture day. And helping Murdoch run the store.
Don't Alfred run the store?
That might be what the deed says, but we all know who keeps things shipshape. At least the sisters recognize that.
It happens that I was looking to speak to both of you.
Really? Out with it then.
I keep running into one of the students from the school. Probably in places that she shouldn't be. I think her name is Blythe.
Dahlia puts on a bashful look, and Holly's lips tightened. Well, if it's a student who's somewhere she shouldn't be, it's certainly Blythe. Bit of a ringleader, isn't she? But she does her work and cares about her future. She has good mind for literary analysis. And arithmetic, too. Why do they think I care at all about her school performance?
She says, man, I don't care if this bitch is a dumbass. She just keeps getting in my way.
This girl pulled a knife out on me while a murder was happening.
Oh,
what a weird girl.
What a weird girl, but she's so powerful.
She do be, though.
Okay, well, she was running around the lake with a switchblade last night.
I'm just getting straight to the point, I see.
What a narc, Sam.
The two vixens look at one another.
Fucking narc.
That sounds like their family. Damn. I'm surprised it was just a switchblade this time.
Also, she could have pulled out the blicky.
I want her to, like, pull out an AK-47.
Even just a revolver would be cool.
This time. It's all true. I was there as well.
Why were you both down at the lake last night anyway?
I needed the fresh air and exercise.
It stuns me how ordinary Murdoch sounds when he lies. By the by, I'm glad you showed up so we didn't have to track you down. I was talking to Ma before church this morning, and she says she would like you to stop by for dinner tonight. I tilt my head, wondering if I heard that correctly. She said what? Murdoch, whatever is putting you in such a tizzy? It's tradition for a mother to ask a new employee over for dinner.
But that's awfully short notice. Isn't it, Sam?
It really is. But I have a bad feeling that declining the offer would get Murdoch into a heap of trouble. Or worse, get me fired.
Tonight's fine.
But she'll have to cancel. The smaller sister spoke up. Oh? For the briefest moment, I feel like the polite atmosphere shatters, and there's some contention in the air. On account of... me, of course. Astronomy Club is observing the heavens tonight. I've planned it for some time. Well, that puts a damper on things. I know. I'm terribly sorry, but it cannot be missed. Plans have been made. People have been herded. Well, I'll leave your eggheads to it then. I'll deliver the bad news. I suppose it's time for us to be off then. I'll pick up everyone's tab.
We can pay for ourselves.
Well, if you insist. The couple leaves out of the front door of the saloon, and I let out a soft breath of relief. Samuel, would you like to join me for the astronomy club tonight? I know you said you were free for dinner, but I just cleared your plans.
It was her plan all along to get them all to herself. There's no Sam hang out with me.
She's gonna slam Sam onto the telescope and like fuck him raw.
Oh boy! Wow. Bold.
You know that she's the type of gal to get exactly what she wants, no questions asked.
It's always the bookish glasses wearing types, huh? It's always them quiet ones. They'll freak you right up.
Perhaps I could teach you a thing or two.
What did you just say?
Oh! Powerful. On the one hand, this gives me more time to spend with the sister. I could figure out what she knows, if she knows something about Echo. On the other hand, I don't know a lick about telescopes. I might be in over my head.
I'm not the quickest learner.
She smiles wide. That's okay. I'm told I'm very patient. I have to admit it. It probably wouldn't even get it won't ever get the opportunity to see a telescope ever again if I pass this up. I don't even know what they're supposed to look like.
All right, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Murdoch, would you like to join us?
Sorry, sis. I have to see Sheriff Adler.
Again? But you said you already went to visit him before church.
He wasn't available. It's urgent.
It's always urgent. Murdoch sighs. It's fine. Do as you wish. Well then, Mr. Tibbets. How about you? Mr. Murdoch promised to introduce me to more of the Messina community who settled in Echo. I see her frown more prominently this time. That's right, I remember now. This is for my research, so it's too important to ignore. But I'm still itching to see your telescope. Perhaps in due time. It seems like it will just be the two of us after all, Mr.
Ayers.
Mr. Ayers. She shakes my paw. It's so small in my hand that I'm afraid I'd break it if I squeeze too hard. It feels embarrassing when people use my last name, and Mr., but maybe that's just because I'm not used to it. Meet me at the school at 7 p.m., then.
Sure thing.
No. Well, okay.
Ooh.
Well, I think I'll end the part here.
Okay.
We'll just do
Before
that.
we go do some stargazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you around, everyone.